inaugural cup winners. Chris wins the cup for Melbourne victory. Sydney FC then win the cup. And MacArthur, for the second time, are Australia Cup winners.
Cup night is back in the city of Churches as two underdogs battle it out tonight in their first runs at the Hahn Australia Cup. A new venue plays host to as the Croatian Sports Centre in Adelaide's northern suburbs takes centre stage on the national stage for the very first time. For the hosts, Adelaide Croatia Raiders, it might be their first crack at this version of the competition, but they do have national pedigree, having been the very first iteration of the original Australia Cup all the way back in 1962. Now, 63 years later, they're back. Standing in their way is Cooks Hill United, entering the competition for their first time, having only gone up to the Northern New South Wales NPL 3 years ago. They're facing a mammoth week with this game tonight, as well as the State Cup final to come on Saturday. Chilly conditions and neither side is pulling up any trees in the league at the minute, with Raiders bottom of the league and facing a relegation battle, while Cooks Hill are mired in mid-table, so this match really is everything for both teams. Adelaide Croatia, one of the most historic teams in this state. Like we say, it's been a long time between drinks. They went all the way to the NSL Cup semi-finals back in 1985, but 40 years since they've been on a stage such as this in front of the nation, and a big opportunity for the hosts here tonight. Cooks Hill, they'll fancy themselves for an upset though. We've only seen, in terms of the Northern New South Wales teams in this competition, in the 20 entrants, only 3 have passed the round of 32 stage, so they'll be looking to upset tradition as both sides make their way onto the field in a game where you'd think both sides will definitely fancy their chances. As we say, Raiders battling relegation, and it'll be interesting to see what they value more for the rest of this season, staying in the competition, or whether they look to go on what would be a dream cup run, having already advanced past Beograd, their fiercest rivals in the Federation Cup qualifier before losing the final to Metro Stars, who of course play Canberra Croatia later in this very same competition. This ground, Raiders moved here in the year 2000 in Jeps Cross here in Adelaide. Now let's have a look at the lineups. We'll start off with our hosts, Adelaide Croatia Raiders. They've gone and made 6 changes to the lineup that lost 2-1 to Comets on the weekend. We're told it will be a 3-4-3 formation from them. The big in is Marco Torriani, the Italian centre-back who takes the captain's armband. Look out for him in the back line, while Noel Blazeka has been in great form. He moves into the midfield. It's Paul Radic who leads the line up front. And Cooks Hill United, well, they're led by former New Zealand international Chris Zoricic, represented New Zealand 57 times. He's gone for a more traditional 4-2-3-1. He's made 2 changes as well, and his captain also comes into the side. Daniel Clements in the midfield will be a big in, while Joshua Benson leads the line up front. Phil Scardino is only relatively new in the dugout. He actually only came into the dugout 2 days before their Federation Cup qualifier against Beograd, which they did win 1-0 in very late circumstances thanks to a penalty. And now he gets the chance to lead his team in a historic cup run. Chris Zoricic, as we mentioned, a former New Zealand international. He played in the NSL with Brisbane Strikers and Newcastle Jets. Actually briefly on the books at Chelsea, was in their reserves. Certain Ruud Gullit was coach back in those days. See if he can channel him here tonight. Cooks Hill, perhaps best known in terms of players they've produced for producing Archie Goodwin, who of course plays right here in Adelaide. Tonight, let's see if a few new stars can make their name in their black and white. Raiders as well, they've got a pretty good production line themselves. We've seen Nestor Irankunda and Craig Goodwin play for this side. Tom Brinkworth is our referee here tonight. And it will be Cooks Hill United who get us underway. It's the first time that a team from northern New South Wales and a team from South Australia has done battle in the Australia Cup so far, so not too much to go on in terms of the head-to-heads. Raiders would likely go in as favourites. South Australia traditionally a bit more of a stronger league, but as we mentioned, Raiders are bottom of the league and they've made 6 changes here tonight, so perhaps a potential opportunity for a little bit of an upset. Cooks Hill United, they were founded in 1997, as we say, only went up to Northern New South Wales Premier League in 2022, and now they're on the national stage in the Australia Cup. We're underway here at the Croatian Sports Centre, and I'm joined tonight by Adelaide United legend Travis Dodd. And Travis, what do you expect from tonight?
Thanks, Lucas. It's a chilly night. I think it's going to be a cagey opening few minutes. Both teams need to fill each other out and see where they can perhaps make some inroads early on in this game. As you've said, both teams not doing overly well in their respective leagues, but certainly Raiders and Phil Scardino have to have surely half an eye on the weekend's upcoming game and that relegation battle they're in.
Raiders had a chance, and in the other dugout, Chris Zoricic, a man you know very well, having played with Chris at Newcastle Jets.
Yeah, I got to have a bit of a chat to Zoz pre-game, and I was actually chatting to him about their upcoming fixture, who's against another team in the Cup, Western Bears. Yeah, their game on the weekend is a State Cup final, which is also doubling up as a league game as well, so not something you see every day.
Absolutely bizarre, I think, is the right way to put that, as Ikeda puts that one out for a throw-in for Cooks Hill. Here's Clements. Now Bailey moving it inside. Ikeda. Zaganuts moves wide. We mentioned 3-4-3 on paper. It does look like it will be that in reality. Raiders do have a fair few players who can play in multiple positions. A lot of experience in the back line of Cooks Hill United through Hilton. Dobson is a little bit younger, but was once on the books of Newcastle Jets in their youth system. Zaganuts, nice feet from him, and a strong tackle, and it might be one that might have been a booking a little bit later in the game, I think, Trav.
Well, pretty heavy challenge there, but it's great work from Raiders there. Just starting with a pretty high line, allowing that ball to go out to the left back, waiting for that pressure, and then turning the ball over. You know, it's good. Then it's a quick transition to get forward. So good early momentum for Raiders there.
Uineza, who's over the set piece. He actually did score in the cup final against Metro Stars from a set piece. Whips that one in. Muhaha Wanamana coming forward there for Raiders. Uineza. Very young side this for Raiders. What an opportunity for a lot of these players to show themselves on the national stage and potentially give themselves an opportunity to prove some people wrong and maybe even put themselves in the market.
Well, that's the great thing about the Cup, is it just gives opportunities to be on the national stage, and all it takes is to have 1 or 2 good games, and that can potentially be the opportunity to open the door for an A-League gig. So both teams will want to make sure that they're putting their best foot forward here.
Laird, 18-year-old, has been with Raiders since the under-10s. Only recently made his debut for the senior side. Goes for a fair few of these players. Cooks Hill move it forward now. Good ball. It's Luck who was the target, but just cut out with Uineza. And we mentioned the outs for Croatia Raiders. They've got 6 changes tonight. I think a few players in Europe. How much does that damage a side when you've got 3 players across the road? They might even be watching if they're in Mykonos or in the UK. How damaging is that for a side?
Yeah, look, it's always tough, and I think they're gone for the last 6 weeks of the season, so really difficult for for the coach Phil Scardino to cover those senior players as well. But as you said, it gives the opportunity to the younger players. So we'll see what they can come with tonight. The different lineups in the shape, it gives Raiders an opportunity to.
Zagarnat's looking to attack here. Can he find a ball across the face of goal? Bailey, and it's a deflection, and it's in the back of the net. How unfortunate. And out of absolutely nothing, Raiders have taken the lead, and it's an own goal. I believe it's Hilton who might have got the final touch. Bailey cut it back initially, and what a bizarre way for Adelaide Croatia to go on up front here.
Well, it was. There was just a long ball over the top from Toriani, a direct ball to Zagarnats, and it looked like it caught Cooks Hill off guard, that ball over top, and look, they're really in there, and the back three really chasing to try and get back behind the ball. It wasn't the best ball into the box, to be honest, and just really made a mess of that there at the back.
Maybe a lack of communication there even. It was Bailey who put it into Hilton, who will get credited with the own goal. And the worst possible start here for Cooks Hill United. Our own worst enemy at the back, and like you say, there was a man coming in, Benvenuto at the back post, but he wasn't really that close. I guess there's not much you can do as the defender when you're going in towards goal, but an unfortunate moment there. Well,
it's you think you'd like your defender there just to put their foot through it and just really try and clear it, and it's certainly hasn't done that in that instance, and unfortunately found the back of his teammate. So, as you said, it's not a great start for Cooks Hill, but early enough in the game that they can settle down, find their feet and get themselves back in it.
Still plenty of time. It's Wilson here coming forward with it. Now Yaxley on this right-hand side. So curl one in. Back to Yaxley, looking to go 1v1. Just gone over the line for a goal kick. This club, really a historic one in this state. They've been a bit more of a cup team. They won 10 Federation Cups in South Australia. I think one thing we know them for, as we can both attest to, is how good their food is, Trav.
Well,
Number one in the state.
Well, it's the first thing that we did as soon as we come in the gates, straight to the kitchen for the chevapes, the chevap roll. Never disappoints.
I think it's the fixture that everyone, juniors in particular, look for at the start of the year when you're going to play Raiders and enjoy that Croatian cooking. Speculative attempt. Will go out for a goal kick. Raiders have actually made a change in goal tonight. Corrado Mushi is in between the sticks. He's only 18 years old. He did play in their Australian Cup qualifier against Beograd. That was due to suspension this time though, but a big opportunity for him. Very close to giving away there, but a Cato man's again. Now it's Noah Blazeka in a bit of space. Can release Benvenuto. He's Stefan Matteo. The extra Mowbray Jet cuts one back behind Radic, and just thought that Zagarnats might be able to threaten at the back post. But Raiders once again getting forward well there.
Yeah, they are. They're really controlling the midfield at the moment. They've got the overload, that 4 across the midfield to Cooks Hill 3, so really making the most of it. Blazeka there doing really well to find a pocket to be able to turn and face forward and make that forward pass.
Yeah, you don't see the 3 at the back, I feel like, as often at semi-professional level. Sometimes when you see it, you think, is that going to be a bluff, as Toriani blocks that one. Chance for Cooks Hill to move forward. Yaxley's at the back post, but it's beyond him. But it does feel like Cooks Hill might have been caught by surprise a little bit by the shape of Raiders. Like you say, they've just been a bit outnumbered in the midfield so far. Yeah, absolutely, and we can see Benvenuto and Uinez are getting right back as well. So yeah, defensively, when it's in the final third, they're making a back 5, but when they go forward, Benvenuto really bombs on. So makes it hard for the fullbacks from both teams, from both sides for Cooks Hill, to decide that they stay wide, that they go inside. Radic holding up the ball there, most experienced player in this side. Played over 300 career games across the South Australian leagues as Benson coming forward and has earned his side a corner. Seal maybe just working themselves into this game a little bit.
Yeah, it's a ball over the top now from Cooks Hill. That's had some joy there, but good defending there from Ikeda to get back and block that, but a really good opportunity from the set piece now.
They've gone short from it, and they've had a strike at goal and just threatened at the near post. It was Spurway after the short corner, just caught Croatia napping there. And they want to do it again. Once again, Spurway asking for a short, and he gets it. And there's not too much of the way of pressing, and they target the near post. And they'll build at the back through Hilton. And it was actually a nice ball in the end, but Yaxley just couldn't get it under his spell.
It's just a bit of a hoof, just put his foot through it there, and he actually did find the space. Unfortunately, that touch has let him down, but whilst Raiders have had a good start and got themselves on the scoreboard, Cooks Hill just starting to be a little bit more comfortable now on the ball.
In a pretty high tempo start to this game, pretty end-to-end. Both centre-backs showing their intercepting skills there. As Toriani sends another one long. An awkward clearance for Eisenhower in goal.
Well, it was good awareness from Eisenhower there, because as soon as Toriani had the ball, Eisenhower stepped up, anticipated that long ball over the top.
Eisenhower's actually played in the Australia Cup before, previously at Newcastle Olympic, came on as a sub. Rare thing for a goalkeeper, just given a few minutes late in that game a couple of years ago. Lajeka and Clements doing battle here. Clements. Hilton sends another one long. Laird. Ikeda. Hilton. Neither side really able to get complete control of the ball so far. It's been pretty, what a long balls and bouncing around.
Well, they have been. I mean, you are going to get a bit of a bobble here on this pitch, especially this late on in the season.
Here's Joshua Benson. Benson fires a goal, and it's just over the top of the crossbar. And it will be a corner. And Cooks Hill are certainly coming into it here.
Well, I didn't quite see that deflection, but Cooks Hill have done well there. I mean, there was a lot of pressure from Raiders there, and every time the ball's gone back, Raiders have continued to press. But good turn there in the middle of the park, and it's a great shot. I actually did think that potentially his keeper was off his line. I thought maybe he would have got done there, but
it did for a moment. Looked like it was just going to dip in. Seen them, and now this time there are two men pressing for Croatia, and they will send it in, and maybe wish they didn't with that corner.
A disappointing one when you can't make the most of the set pieces.
Coach Phil Scardino has had cup success before, actually won the Federation Cup here in South Australia, the West End Cup as was then known, in 2000 with Croydon. 25 years ago, now he's in the top job again. He's a reserves coach at Croydon as well, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. Spent a couple of years with Phil.
Taught him well, I expect.
No, I don't think so. He taught me well.
Benvenuto. Good tackle there by Wilson. Still looking to come away with it through Spurway. Spurway, another that's played in the Australia Cup before for Edgeworth. He was actually alongside Channel 10's own Daniel McBreen. As Wilson, poor giveaway, and just had a speculative attempt on goal. Very few sideways passes in this game. It's been a lot of frantic energy in the opening 13 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long Cooks Hill can continue that pace, because they've had to travel as well. They've only come into Adelaide today. They arrived at 1 o'clock, so luckily they were able to get a direct flight from Newcastle to Adelaide. Saved themselves a 2-hour odd bus trip. But it can be a taxing day. particularly for players that aren't used to the travel.
And like we say, they've got a cup final and a league game all in one on the weekend. So
additionally, I found out about that. So if that finishes in a draw, right? So they get a point each, but they go straight to penalties, no extra time.
This is a bizarre turn of events. That might have to be a world first. As the long ball in the direction of Yaxley, who and Mushy grabbed it comfortably, but Yaxley almost got in the way of it there. But yeah, that might be a world first, a league and cup combined game.
Yeah.
Mushy will send this one long. In the direction of Radic, controls it well, 31-year-old. Raiders have had to make do there. Normal striker Anthony Costa's out at the moment with personal reasons. We wish him all the best, and leaves a big hole up front. Normally the captain and has a lot of experience, played in this competition for Adelaide City and Adelaide United. It's got to be hard when you're struggling to replace your main man up top. As Zagarnarts, again looking forward to go around this right-hand side and for a goal kick, but a lot of pressure on these attackers to replace that man up front.
Well, absolutely. He's been around for a long time, and he's a proven goal scorer. So yeah, it's a tough body to replace. But just as we saw there with Zagarnarts, he's on the ball. He just loves running at players, and looks like he got a quick turn of speed there, but just took a chunk of ground when he had that shot. I think we'll have to go and replace that divot at half time. We've all been guilty of that, haven't we, Lucas?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think me more than anyone. Zagarnarts is only 19. He was the under-18 player of the year here in MPLSA last year. There's Hilton. Spurway. Luck. Moves it to Benson. It's well marshalled by Mahaha Winamana. Wilson. Chance for Cooks Hill, when it was a strong tackle by Uineza, and it will be another corner for Cooks Hill, who are slowly getting the better of this game.
Yeah, it's Raiders are comfortable. They look like they're quite comfortable just to sit back when Cooks Hill are in possession, just sit in that low block, make it really difficult for them to break it down, wait for the bad pass, and then try and pounce on that bad touch or the backwards pass. But I think they're defending well, and Cooks Hill coming into the game, as you said.
Another corner here as they stack up, and this one doesn't clear the first man. Daniel Clements. Back to Hilton. Goes for the crossfield switch. Wind just carried it. It's a chilly night. About 10 degrees at the moment here in Adelaide. Teach juggling the ball on the halfway line. Excellent close control. Now Mateo. Majeka. Another who's been with Raiders pretty much his whole life.
Raiders have missed an opportunity there. It was a good counter-attack. They had numbers getting forward, but just dwelling on the ball too much, allowing Cooks Hill to get back behind. And now we're going back the other way. So a lot of work for both teams here.
Yaxley moving this one forward down the right-hand side. Benson and Wilson wanted the 1-2, but they just couldn't combine. They move forward again now. It's Bradley. Bradley standing up on Haha Winamana. It's good football this by Cooks Hill. Luck will whip it in, and no lucky bounce there. It's going to be a corner. It's probably about the 5th or 6th, I think, now.
It is, but the delivery into the box hasn't been great. We've had 3 attempts and haven't gotten past the first defender. So hopefully they can look to make the most of these and whip in a decent ball for the players to try and get in the end of.
Best chance has been when they've played it short, but they'll go back post this time. Benson was waiting there. Get onto it. Bailey's got to be careful because the counter-attack was well and truly on. Good piece of defending to make sure that didn't occur, because Zagarnarts was ready and willing to use his pace, as we've already seen so far. indicator. Jay Bailey on this throw. It's another that was on the books of the youth side at Newcastle Jets. Toriani. That'll be a free kick here on this near side. How difficult is it for a coach in this situation when you're fighting relegation to have this cup competition? As we say, it's a great opportunity, but it must be hard to balance both.
Well, I was actually talking to Phil today about that, and just said it's potentially more of a hindrance now. I mean, whilst we've spoken about how good the cup is to be involved in and the opportunity for players, even we discussed before the game the trade-off. When you're in a relegation battle, would you prefer to stay up or would you prefer to do well in the cup?
Well, Matteo might help them go through here if you can make it 2-0, but just couldn't get that second touch. But yeah, it's an awkward one, and we've kind of seen what they've chosen a little bit in their selection, because 6 changes. Some of them are players coming back. It's Benson. That's a clever pass to the back post, but Bradley just couldn't bring it under control. Smart ball from Benson.
It was a really good ball in behind Uineza. So they just need to be switched on, Raiders, both ways. They're getting forward well, but they need to make sure in the transition moments that they are getting numbers back. Most of the time they have. Just that one time is all it takes for them to switch off.
Spurway. For another little chip ball in between. This one intercepted. Hilton. Sure you want to atone now for that's an error earlier on. It's a pretty strong backline. When you look across the Northern New South Wales NPL, there's a lot of experience in a lot of the teams, but Cooks Hill maybe don't have the names that you associate with A-League clubs that you see at other teams. It's a real achievement that they've got to here. To go from going into the league only 3 years ago to be at this stage is quite something.
Well, that's why they're paying Chris Osich the big bucks down there at Cooks Hill. But also Craig Deans is there. He's the head of youth football there. So they've got some good names at the top trying to take the club forward.
Fielded by Toriani. Club formed, as we say, 1997. Formed at the Commie Hotel in Newcastle. Do you ever frequent there in your days in Newcastle?
No, I did not. I did live in Cooks Hill though. That was one place I did go.
I'm sure they'll...
I've been to the Commie Club here in Semaphore.
So they'll be watching back at the club. Cooks Hill. It's Raiders who have the ascendancy so far. Here's Benvenuto. Radic. Well kept in by Matteo. Bailey moving forward, just a step over. And he's managed to get his way through somehow. And not sure if that was a cross or a shot.
Seems to be the only issue with Cooks Hill at the moment when they get forward is getting the numbers forward. They're trying to play that longer ball to one, maybe two players in the final third. Whereas when we see Raiders getting forward, they are getting forward with numbers. Matteo, Benvenuto, Zaganas, Radic. A lot of numbers getting forward for Raiders.
And when you look at that back line for Croatia as well, they have a fair bit of height in Toriani, a lot of ability to intercept as well.
Well, we're talking about names at Cooks Hill. I've just had my informant message me and say that Joel Griffiths is also a coach in the juniors under 13s.
Wow, Newcastle legend.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much bigger in that part of the world. There's a lot of experience and a lot of quality in the coaching ranks. I've seen some in the playing ranks here with Wilson. He was actually at on the Mariners books. There's a strike from distance and an awkward deflection. Was she happy to claim that one?
I think Scardinho would be happy with where Cook's Hill are trying to attack from. Everything's been longer shots from well outside the box.
Had plenty of shots, but like you say, all from distance so far, really. Clements, Spurway. Zach Luck on the left-hand side. Bradley will look to whip it in. It's Joshua Benson and just couldn't get it under his control. Getting a lot of entry into this final third, but like I say, just can't carve out that final ball at the moment. Uineza. Tricky, good footwork from him. One surprise in the team sheet today for Raiders is the lack of Donny Nyonkuru, who's been in great form. Scored the winner against Modbury the other week and scored the goal against Beargrad to get them here in the first place. We want to look out for on the bench.
You did mention about the competing priorities between league and cup, so maybe that is an eye on the weekend's game.
Especially with young players as well, I guess. It'll be even harder to get them back up a couple of days in between. Croatia come forward here. Laird looking for the crossfield switch. Toriani's made an overlapping run here. The centre back roaring forward. And just couldn't find the final ball. And now Croatia might be outnumbered here. Here's Benson.
Toriani's gassed. He's not really breaking a leg to get back.
No, he's walking back on the other side. And Benson will fire one at goal. Straight into the arms of Mushi. And I think Toriani might be the happiest person on the pitch to see that one sail into the arms of the keeper.
It was some effort to get forward, but probably would have been hoping for a goal at the end of it so he could take his time getting back.
And that's the negative part of going for a run if you're a centre back, isn't it?
You're normally doing that in the last 2 minutes of the game when you're chasing the game, not early on in the first half, midway through the first half.
So one of their key players, Toriani, came across from Olympic last season, was in the All-Star team in the NPL last year. The Italian, 28 years old. And one of only a few with plenty of experience, pretty much just him and Radic, I think over the age of 25 in this starting 11. So looking to move it forward, Luck coming forward with it. Laird, oh, lovely bit of skill by Laird, and he's gone again. The 18-year-old dazzling feet. The crowd liked that here at Croatia. It's well switched over to this side now. Benvenuto. Maybe a massive thrill for the likes of a Caitlin Laird and Noah Blazejka, been with the club for years and years, which wasn't really a possibility when they originally came to the club to get themselves on the national stage, and now to represent their local team. Hilton.
Can hear Zoricic down there trying to talk to his players to be a bit more composed, keep the ball. Feels like they're just getting it and turning it over too much.
It is the good thing about these local grounds. You can pretty much hear everything when you're on the same side as the bench.
Zoricic is almost on the pitch trying to get the midfielder to make the pass for him.
shows plenty of experience. Apparently knocked back some offers to stay at Cooks Hill this year. I believe was at Leighton Orient at one stage in the UK, and there were some issues that might have meant he went back to New Zealand with his work permit and such, and the club went outside the office and demanded he stay. Demanded they got things sorted. He's Bailey. And accidentally just trips Mateo.
Well, good defensive effort there from Mateo, tracking back. Just when they get forward, it's Yaxley that is having to do so much work defensively because he's tracking Benvenuto. Mateo goes inside, forces Bailey out of his area, just forces a huge workload for the two wingers of Cooks Hill.
I just feel a little bit stuck in between those wingers, in between the wing backs and Croatia's wingers. So overload a lot of the time. Hilton. Spurway moves it back to Dobson. Now Luck.
The midfield of Raiders doing really well there, just to cut off any options. As I say that, one open pops up. But Radish does well to cover and win the foul.
Yeah, they've been very disciplined so far, haven't they, these midfielders? Blazeka, his dad is Vlado Blazeka, who is the former coach who was sacked only a couple of days before that semi-final. Noah then had to play a couple of days later after that and put in a brilliant performance against Beograd. As Mushy, needs to be careful there. Is that going to be a penalty? And yes, it is. Tom Brinkworth points to the spot, and Mushy, the 18-year-old, with an unfortunate error there. And he'll relive that one. What do you make of the decision, Trav?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's had a couple of those heavy touches, and at first glance, it certainly looked like it was a penalty. He made a mess of that first touch, and then really chasing the ball there, as we see. It's the pass back here. First touch is okay. It's only when he tries to move it wide, just not quick enough, and didn't quite see who the attacker was that he fouled, but certainly a penalty in my eyes.
A bit of a gift, that one, for Cooks Hill. And it'll be Benson to take it for Cooks Hill, as Zoricic is still putting out his instructions even as the penalty is waiting to be taken. It's Joshua Benson against Corrado Mushy. Benson strikes it a goal. Easy as you like, sends the keeper the wrong way. And Cooks Hill United are back on level terms. And Corrado Mushy, after giving the penalty away, couldn't save it. And really, it's kind of what Cooks Hill United deserve. They've sort of come into this game last 10.
Yeah, look, they've created the opportunities, but it's, as we said, it's all been from distance. They haven't really broken Raiders down in that back there. As we see it again, it's just a.
He does get a little touch on the ball, but yeah, probably not enough, is it?
For me. I mean, is it a touch? But yeah, look, it's a poor moment for the keeper. For Mushy, he's got to get over it now and move forward. And for a young keeper, he has to have that resilience now to focus on the game. But as I was saying, Cooks Hill haven't really broken Raiders down, and even that opportunity there came from nothing. Raiders were in possession. Uineza plays it back to Mushy, and it's a bad touch, turnover, penalty. So Scardinho will be pretty disappointed, particularly with the areas that Raiders are getting into. That's a great pass there from Radic as well. That flick on the outside of the right foot to Uineza.
He's shown some nice touches. Uineza delivers the ball. Some shouts for a penalty, more from the crowd than anyone, but yeah, Radic, we saw earlier him taking it down on the halfway line and maybe took a few too many nice touches. That one short and sharp.
Yeah, it was. That was a fantastic flick around the corner. But I think Raiders have been getting into better areas, but it's just that final pass into the final third that's letting him down.
Muneza with the outswinger on this one. They do have plenty of height through Toriani at the back. Instead, it's Blazeka who rose highest. Both sides claiming handball. And one free kick by Benson against Muhaha Winamana.
Muhaha Winamana. I just want him to score so we can just keep saying his name.
I've tried to say it as often as possible just to make sure I get the hang of it.
It's a silly foul there. Silly foul there, by the way. The player's got his back to goal, high ball coming down, and he's just shoved him in the back. Really unnecessary there.
Cooks Hill, you said it at the start of the game, both sides will fancy their chances. Sort of Raiders struggling in the league, Cooks Hill kind of middle of the road. I guess the good thing about that is, as much as they have the cup final on the weekend, it's not like they're fighting to win a league or really to stay up. They've got a few games in hand in their league.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the difficult thing for Raiders as well on the flip side is if this game goes to extra time as well. Like Phil Scardino certainly won't be wanting that for his players to then have to back up in 3 days' time.
Nice ball there. Spurway thought about the shots and eventually was blocked. The jacket couldn't keep that one in play.
Not sure if that was the best option to have the shot there. He had luck making that overlapping running. A little bit of space, just a little pass through, and they potentially got a cut back inside the 6-yard box.
Luck getting a bit more of the ball last 20 minutes or so. In the opening stages, it was really coming all down this right-hand side for Cooks Hill through Yaxley and Bradley, and Bailey rather. Throw in now as Cooks Hill look to move it forward. They'll recycle it through Spurway. All the way back to Dobson. Dobson, one of those that's gone to the US through a scholarship, went to Monroe College. Over there for a few years. Also spent some time with the Young Socceroos as well, so highly rated as he came through. Been strong form this season. Brings again. This time they can get the ball through the middle. Wilson managed to get away from Toriani. A chance on the right-hand side, and they'll look to curl it in. It was Yaxley. Well played by Wilson. Looked like he'd lost the ball, but just managed to get it back under his spell.
Did fought well, found some good space there, but first time there's no real pressure. I think it was Dobson able to bring the ball forward over the halfway line and then play a forward pass into the midfield.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Trav, the Raiders midfielders have been pretty sturdy in terms of not allowing that sort of direct ball in between the centre mids. Preached on that occasion. Radic, another strong touch. He moves it wide. Showing his experience here as Benvenuto just couldn't bring it under control.
Again, when Raiders get forward quickly on that counter, they've got the space out wide, but it's just letting them down that final pass. And the longer this goes like this as well, Cooks Hill are looking a lot more comfortable. The instructions that Zoricic is given, another great pass, breaking lines through midfield to Wilson.
Have been able to release Wilson a little bit more, and he does look like he's the danger man. Works as a barber. Been called the barber at times by a few of the commentators in Northern New South Wales Premier League. Not a bad nickname.
I wonder if he's giving out free game day haircuts today. Maybe Hilton doing his hair, getting the colour, fresh colour for tonight. But you see now with Wilson the space that he's got, and he's looking to step in, but just that distance between the lines now you can see is a bit greater. You've got the back five and then the four in the midfield, so 5-4-1 defensively. Backline need to step.
Ball now. That will be Mushy, who builds from the back, and it's got to be a hard one for a goalkeeper in that situation when you make an error for a goal like that. To build yourself back up, particularly as a young player. Yaxley. To give it back to Wilson, couldn't on that occasion.
It's just that sharpness, that step up in tempo as a keeper as well. Like this is any young player actually, that when you're coming in through the 18s reserves and then into the first team, just the tempo of everything is much quicker, and you have to speed everything up, the touches, the passes.
Wilson. Normal first choice, Vincent Barbaro is pretty young himself as well. He's only 21. Mushy has had some chances this season, like we say, in that semi-final. Being involved in the first team setup. Hilton finds Yaxley, good touch from him. Wenamana. Reached it for the dummy. Couldn't quite find Benvenuto. They just were pressing well there. Still going direct. Benvenuto. Free kick for Croatia.
You certainly feel the momentum shifting towards Cooks Hill. They're a lot more comfortable on the ball.
Good long ball by Toriani. Looking for Zagarnats.
This quiet period for Raiders has coincided with Zagarnats not really being able to get on the ball. He's barely touched it in the last 10 minutes or so.
It's electric in that first 20 minutes. Here's Bailey. Just pointing towards the turf.
Yeah,
for his touch there.
It's okay, I understand, Bailey. I did that all the time as well.
Toriani. Radic. He's got the ball like that a lot of times. You mentioned about Cooks Hill playing through the lines. Raiders have done it quite a few times towards Radic.
Yeah, well, he does. He drops off. He starts high on, and it's predominantly on Hilton. He'll start high and then drop off, and Hilton's not going. And he can't really go because you've got Matteo looking to make a run off the shoulder, and even Zagarnats.
Ball in, and Mushy claim that one. Radic spent plenty of time on your side's Croydon. So very experienced across the NPL.
Just a worker. He just niggles and harasses defensively, but we've seen already tonight, technically a very good player.
Not actually been in the frame too much in terms of starting. We've been coming off the bench a lot of the time. Maybe Phil Scardino just thinking his experience will come in handy today. It's 50-50 battle there. Well, Wanamana came out on top, and now Radic can help them come away. Here's Benvenuto. Crossfield switch for Uenaza. Now Akeda. In fact, it's Matteo. Matteo clips one to the back post. No one making that run from the left-hand side that he'd vacated.
Again, Raiders starting to look good when they make the forward passes, the forward runs, and we've heard Scardino calling out when they're in possession to play forward when they can. So they've certainly got the runners in Matteo, Zagarnats, Benvenuto wanting to get forward as well. So a lot of workers in the team there.
What's there to work on for Croatia in this half-time break coming up?
I think it's just that final third. They're getting into that middle third quite comfortably in space. Great ball from Toriani, but there's just it's a touch like that just lets them down, turn the ball over. They get into the final third. Matteo did before, cut in, just overhits the ball at the back. So the flip side, when defensively, they just need to make sure they continue to work, and that can be tough as well because it is particularly for the midfielders having to track so many the midfield runners for Cooks Hill. It's very fatiguing on the body.
It's Toriani. You can see every time he gets the ball, he's looking for that long diagonal. Claims a handball. Not heated. Here's Blazeka. Smart pass. Hilton intercepted though.
I'd like to see that one again. Certainly looked like a handball from my view here.
It's one that, as they break away, you think should be controversial if this results in a goal, because yeah, it definitely looked like a handball. Might be one more chance here before half time for Croatia. Benvenuto. Beach again the target. Cooks Hill, like we say, fairly even playing field going to this game, but with that record, Northern New South Wales sides have only won their round of 32 clash 3 times in 20 attempts. They'll be pretty happy, I think, going into half time.
Yeah, certainly. Particularly after the start that they had with that own goal. I think there's always danger that it could go the other way and players dropped their heads, but they kept working, fought their way back into the game and probably on top now.
And they have one last chance. It's a clever ball. Toriani has to intercept and puts his foot through it. And that will draw to a close the first half here from the Croatian Sports Centre. One that's been pretty end-to-end. Croatia starting excellently early. That own goal against Alex Hilton putting the hosts in front, but a mistake through Mushy helps Cooks Hill get back on.
What are you doing?
We're planking.
It's because of our internet providers.
We're stuck in 2011.
Same slow internet speeds.
And high prices.
It's like a nightmare.
Enough planking. Superloop is a network purpose-built for the super-fast future of the internet. You are free.
Don't take it lying down, Australia. Refresh your internet.
You are free.
Then you look at Raiders and what they're going to do. They've certainly got half an eye on the league game on the weekend. They've got a relegation battle with 4 games to go. So we spoke about that during the half. What's more important? And I think if I'm in a club, and I have spent time in NPL clubs, I think the league at this stage is probably more important than the cup.
Well, let's see what they do in the next 45 minutes. Donny Nirankuru, one that might come off the bench, will have the second half of this clash between Adelaide Croatia Raiders and Cooks Hill United coming right up.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I get you to put an applause for all our under 9s and under 11s for their sportsmanship in half time. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. As much as we'd love to play last goal wins, the game has to continue.
Williams actually scored the winner against Broadmeadow to take Cooks Hill to the Australia Cup, and off coming on is the man we've just pinpointed as the danger man.
There we go. We said it. Just get some shots of Liam Wilson at half time. No, he's probably going to come off and the odd stitch up. Cheers, Oz.
And speaking of danger men, Donny Niankuru, he was the man who got Adelaide Croatia Raiders to this stage of the tournament with a penalty against Beograd. And now he's going to come on. That's a big change because it's very important. It's Uwaneza who goes off. Looks like they'll make some slight tweaks with Zagarnats maybe going to this right wing back position. And we're underway for the second half here from the Croatian Sports Centre. It looks like the same shape for Raiders, but a bit of a change in personnel. Change up for a few of their positions. We said Zagarnats need to lift a little bit. Now he's going to have a different role playing wing back as opposed to right wing.
Yeah, absolutely. Niankuru looks like he's gone out to that right wing position, but good start there from Cooks Hill to get the early corner.
It was Williams who was whipping that ball in. Mahaha Wenamana managing to get the block in. And we already saw 5 corners in the first half. All came pretty early too for Cooks Hill. Couldn't make the most of those. See if they can do any better from this corner. An in-swinger. Could beat the first man. The chance to recycle it. Now here's the counter. And Donny Niankuru has pace to burn. He's got Hilton to beat. Now he's got support coming for him. Does he need him? Donny Niankuru. And in the end, it was well defended by Hilton. Because Niankuru, when he gets running, is a very hard man to stop.
Yeah, it was a good counter-attack there. I think he had Matteo ready to overlap as well, but he decided to go on his own.
Sort of did everything right till that point, just used his pace, but once he did have the support, couldn't use it.
Didn't quite back himself, and just that set piece there from Cooks Hill. Just really disappointing not able to beat that first defender, but great counter-attack from Raiders. Just need to, again, find that end product.
Just a little warning shot of how dangerous Niankuru is going to be. Like we mentioned in the first half, he's been probably their best player in the last month or so. It's definitely in the reign of Phil Scardino. Scored the winner against Modbury, who are second and bottom at the moment in the league. It was a huge result, that one. They're 1-0 down, only a couple of minutes to go. And also that penalty against Beograd. Watch out for the celebrations from him too. Loves a backflip. Was actually close friends with Nestor Irankunda, who came and watched that game and pulled out a celebration I think Nestor would be happy with.
Oh, I thought you said Nestor pulled out the celebration as well.
Well, Uwaneza also pulled out the celebration and he didn't even score. Both of them backflipped at the same time.
Well, Uwaneza pulled out the backflip tonight as well.
Yeah, true.
Back to the football, eh?
Yeah. It's a free kick here for Cooks Hill. Luck will move it forward. Here's Williams. It's a clever ball, but Bradley just didn't gamble. Might have got there. He was only a metre or so behind that. Throw in now for Cooks Hill. Just to work it away. There's so much pace on this right-hand side now. Now they've got Scarnarts out there, but also Niankuru. This is going to be a really difficult challenge for Zake Luck, the full-back for Cooks Hill.
Well, absolutely, but even Hilton as well, and Dobson having those players run at you. Hilton did really well against Niankuru in that last counter-attack. Showed his experience there.
Saw how well Radic, as that's a bit of a loose touch, Managed to recompose it Spurway. Radic was able to link up in the first half. Do we enjoy that kind of extra dynamism that he's got when he does drop deep? Raiders to play short off the goal kick. Toriani, little chipped ball to Radic that he loves to play. Now for a Croatia throw.
They just need those runners, those midfield runners off him when that ball from Toriani's coming in. Just that support.
He's had a lot of sharp little first-time balls and he's very good at bringing the ball down. Just a little bit more supports and really proved dangerous for the hosts. As mentioned, both these sides, it's their first time in this competition, at least in the current stage. Raiders were in the original form of the Australia Cup all the way back in 1962. Just 3-1 to Brunswick Juventus. So went to the quarterfinals, the NSL Cup in 1985. Just out 1-0 to Sunshine George Cross. There was actually 4 red cards in that game. I was trying to get to the bottom of what happened. It sounded like a bit of a scuffle broke out.
Well, they were full-blooded challengers back in the day.
2 each, so it must have been bad.
Yeah.
United looking to break down the right-hand side. It's Bailey, the captain Daniel Clements. We'll see how long he can get through the second half after recovering from that illness in the last few weeks. Now Hilton. Long ball this time. Benson flicks it on and Williams is still in there. Nice play from Williams. Would have handed by Mahaha Winamana. Nice skill from him too. Laird, got to be careful here. They've given the ball away. It's Williams again. Goes down. No real shouts for a penalty in the directions of referee Tom Brinkworth. Hilton Nyankuru, who was desperate for that loose touch, but managed to bring it under his control.
Raiders just trying to be a bit too cute there, playing it out. Mahaha Winimana playing to Laird, and sometimes they just need to get it out of the danger zone and clear their lines, but inviting pressure and trouble in that back third.
They've coughed the ball up here again.
What we've seen the last few times from Raiders now is players are coming to receive it, but they've just got their back to goal, and it's just much easier for the defender to defend that. They just keep forcing them back and heavy touch, and they're turning the ball over.
It's Bradley now. Bailey. It's Clements. Spurway. Foul by Nyankuru. Frustration building a little bit for Croatia. How do you think Phil Scardino juggles his substitutes? Like we mentioned, they've got a relegation battle on their hands. We've already seen him make one.
Well, I think when you're also in the heat of battle of a game like this.
Nice skill by Williams. Cuts the ball back and couldn't get the cross in.
See, Zaganarts there just got done there in that defensive position. It's a tough one, isn't it? Because we saw in that first half, Zaganarts just electric getting forward. Now we're having to see a lot more of his defensive efforts in the second half.
Nyankuru, nice touch, gets around Hilton. Nyankuru in on goal. Will he have a shot? And it's a good save by Eisenhower. And Nyankuru once again breaking away, using that pace. This time forcing a corner, but a good chance for Croatia.
Well, it was a great run from Nyankuru there and wins the 50-50 ball against Hilton there. But you would think he's in on goal, but that's a good defensive effort from Luck there to get back and put enough pressure on Nyankuru to allow Eisenhower to make the save.
Now, Nkuru has had a trial previously, I believe, at Central Coast Mariners. I think he was actually on the books there for a while after a successful trial, but back at Croatia now as they'll bring in the corner. Well cleared. It's Benson. Clements. Chance to counter here for the visitors. It's Bailey. Yaxley. Nice ball. Beautiful pass that is. And oh, what a chance it was. Bradley really probably should have scored, shouldn't he?
Well, he's opened his body up well. He's played the inside of the foot. He's just tried to pull it near post, and I think it really needed to go back across the keeper's face and aim for that. Just pass it into the far post, but that's a great counter-attack from Cooks Hill there.
It was a spectacular pass from Daniel Yaxley. Winger to winger. Over to Kai Bradley on the other side, but good chance. Probably outside of the goals, the best two chances of the game so far, coming for either side in quick succession. Radic just is that one out for a throw.
Bit of a sloppy pass there, but they had the space out wide on the left. Radic just hit it behind. So Benvenuto making the forward run.
So Benson dropping in for Bailey. Triangle just not on the same page this time. Soricic, definitely the louder of the two coaches on the sideline. Was he like that as a player when you played alongside?
Yeah. Crazy. You certainly knew when you weren't doing something right.
You were on the receiving end a few times?
Yeah, of course. He's a defender and I was an attacker. What do you reckon?
Chance here. He'll have a crack at goal, and just went under the arms of Mushy. Bradley, after that great chance he had just a moment ago, this time struck from distance, and it wasn't too far away into the side netting.
No, there wasn't. They're getting closer and closer, aren't they, Cooks Hill? Just that pressure on the ball is not what we were seeing in that first half, and Mushy's gone to try and make the save there, hasn't he? He's just gone under his arm. Luckily, it wasn't on target.
Benson, goal scorer. Williams went for the tricky turn. It would have been beautiful if it came off, but into the arms of Mushy. Luck underneath it. There's actually a man down on the far side for Croatia. Writhing in pain, and his teammates are saying, can we put the ball out, please? In the end, the ref stops it, and Mahaha Wanaman has actually played it in that direction.
Has he passed it to him? I don't know.
It's Noah Blazeka who's down. He looks at a whole lot of pain. I'm trying to see. I'm not sure if it happened off the ball or.
He's sitting up now, so hopefully he's okay. Maybe an ankle. It looked like he was holding his ankle when he was down. So.
Let's see if we can. This is the chance, actually, from earlier on to Bradley, but it looked completely off the ball. We hope when you see something happen like that off the ball and it's in that area, you hope it's not an Achilles. Blazeka's had to recover from serious injuries before. I think he's actually did his knee a couple of years ago, was out for a lot of the 2023 season. Let's hope it's nothing like that.
From what we can potentially see, the physio is looking at. Is it looking at an ankle? The
does look to be
ankle region.
He's back on his feet now. That's good to see. Still limping a bit, but
certainly we initially thought it was going to be a lot worse the way that he was reacting on the ground.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be able to play on at this stage. He's just testing it out. I reckon it must be an ankle the way he's testing it out there.
Maybe just rolled it.
So good to see.
But maybe a little break in play is what Raiders need, because Cooks Hill definitely on top in this game. I'm just knocking on the door.
They've had those few chances in quick succession.
Yeah, I thought Phil Scardino would have got the boys in just to try and have a chat to them, but they stayed out. Zosic did have the Cooks Hill players over there. He was just barking some more instructions. You feel like it's just a matter of time before Cooks Hill break the deadlock here.
Bojeka back on and back on the ball now. Wayward pass almost ended up working. Deitch being the target. Here's Bojeka. Now Mateo. Bojeka ends in the feet of Radic. Lovely back heel by Neon Kuru. Laird went down, but referee says he got the ball, and there's a chance for a counter attack through Xavier Williams. Williams now standing up his man. Williams looking for the cross in. Did it go over the line? It didn't, says the referee, and it's a goal! And out of absolutely nothing, Joshua Benson has his brace, and Cooks Hill United are in front. And what did you make of that?
I think the Raiders fans, even coaches, players, will be thinking that could have been or should have been a foul at the other end. They've come straight down. Great counter-attack there. I think that's a foul there, to be honest. But it's a great ball. It's just a great direct ball. The fresh legs of Williams, just let him get at Muhaha Winimana there. Does well. And I too thought it was potentially out. Toriani stopped there.
It's very close.
But
there wasn't too many complaints about that part of it. Maybe for the free kick, but for being over the line, obviously it's hard for us to see from this position.
But yeah, the cut back and then Benson, right place at the right time.
Benson with 2 goals now. 2 very important goals in the history of this club. And now, with less than half an hour to go, they're on the edge of something special. It's the first yellow card of the clash. Go to Daniel Yaxley. And what do Croatia do from here? Because they have been under the cosh in the sort of past 10 minutes or so.
Well, they have, and I'd say it was just a matter, it seemed like it was just a matter of time, the way that Cooks Hill were creating the opportunities, and but now it needs to be a different mindset from Raiders. They have to push again.
It's Cooks Hill pushing again here. Williams, he had the assist for the last goal. Can he finish? And he does! 3-run to Cooks Hill! It's black and white dynamite here at Croatia Sports Centre. And they're on the verge of a fantastic upset. Williams off the bench, and he's made all the difference.
Well, he has been electric, hasn't he? Toriani's probably one of the first passes that doesn't get through, gets cut out, that first time ball in behind Muhaha Winimana again, and just direct straight at him, and that's a great finish outside of the right foot. Just got his angles perfect there, and Mushi not really able to do anything about that one. But you have to think now, with such a young team out there, it's going to take something really special for Raiders to get themselves back in this one.
2 goals in the space of 3 minutes for the visitors. And now, like you say, such a young team lacking on confidence as well. They're going to go to the bench. 2 changes being prepared, Raiders. I believe it's Osterstock and Reece Thompson. But a long way back for the hosts if they're to go through now. Neon Kuru looking to make something happen. Donny Neon Kuru goes down. Fantastic tackle by Hilton. Claims for a penalty, but Hilton looked to have got the ball.
Well, Cooks Hill are up and about now, aren't they? They're buzzing, and great half chance there for Raiders, but that's just really good defending from Hilton.
And Williams, having mentioned when he came on that we were a little bit surprised to see Wilson go off. They've sort of changed their shape. It's allowed Bradley to come inside. And a goal and an assist since he's come on, and now Looks like Cooks Hill could be on the verge.
I told you in the first half that's why they're paying Chris Zoricic the big bucks down there.
We might be asking for a few bonuses now if he's
masterclass substitutions.
What a result this would be. Fire in the hole is the phrase that's in Cooks Hill's club song and a bit of their catchphrase. A few celebrations and parties down in the hole at Cooks Hill. They are to get this done. Blazeka, Nyonkuru. Williams is getting so much space. He wants to go again. He wants to use his pace again. Williams gets it in front of Toriani. Needs support in the middle. Benson's there, waiting, begging, but instead he went himself. And it's out for a goal kick, and that will finally allow Raiders to make their double substitution. It's Stefan Mateo coming off, as well as Paul Radic for Jack Osterstock and Reece Thompson. Radic looked lively in the first half, but clearly calls for a bit of something different now this game with Raiders 2 goals down.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's still plenty of time in this game for Raiders to get back in it, but Radic with being one of the more experienced players, potentially rested for the weekend, who knows, but Williams has gone down. I think he was grabbing at his quad after he made that last run. Saw how electric he is, the pace that he's got.
It's been a dynamic 21 minutes since he's been on the park, since coming on at half time.
I mean, it'd be a shame if he had to go off with an injury, but I don't think the Raiders coaching staff and players will be too sad to see him go off if he has to leave the field.
In and out with big effect if he is to come off here. They are going to make a sub. And yep, that's it for Xavier Williams. A very important introduction, goal and assist, changed the game. Now he's off injured. It's Matthew Berrigan coming on for Cooks Hill. He's right in amongst it, and we hope he's okay, Xavier Williams, but he made a fantastic account of himself.
Well, that's the definition of super sub, isn't it? Start on the bench, come off, come on, go back off again.
Yep.
Do your job, see you later.
We mentioned at half time he scored the goal to get them here in the first place against Broadmeadow in their Australia Cup qualifier. Now looks like you have a round of 16 game to play. Croatia moving forward here through Thompson. Scarnarts wanted Laird to come forward.
Raiders really needed that to be the other way around with the Laird on the ball and Zagarnarts making that run in behind.
Look like, I think Zagarnarts may have actually moved centrally now since that last change. With Laird going out to the right-hand side. Thompson also looks to have come into the middle. Nyonkuru now on the other side, so a lot of changes from that last double substitution. A little bit surprising to see Nyonkuru switch. Looks dangerous when he has been allowed to get into space against Luck.
He has done well getting in behind, but it's just a defensive cover that Hilton in particular has been providing, and he's coming right across to nullify. It's the biggest foul throw if I've ever seen one.
Do see sometimes them get let go when they should. It's almost embarrassing that they don't want to bring it back. Neon Kuru, well brought down. Can he find the pass? He's Kalen Laird. Just couldn't find the delivery, the youngster. Turn and take him on is the instruction by Berrigan. Well, Haha Wanamana hasn't had a very fun for the last 20 minutes. I think he would be glad to see Xavier Williams go off. Here's Benvenuto.
They've just been really pinned back, haven't they, Raiders? They just haven't really had the chance to get out of their own half. Benvenuto's been spending all his time defending.
Ball just keeps coming back. Here's Berrigan. Can he make something happen? A substitute for a substitute. To Xavier Williams went off. Zach Luck. Spurway. Here's Luck. Raiders get the ball back. Thompson. Have to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. And such a strong opening 15 to 20 minutes from Raiders, but since then, for the most part, it's just been a bit of an onslaught, particularly in the second half, of course, from Cooks Hill. Reece Thompson trying to make something happen. Neon Kuru. Donnie Neon Kuru. Just only had one thought on his mind there.
Another one going down.
And down for Cooks Hill. I'll just slow the pace of the game down a little bit.
Spurway that's gone down, and he's the one that knocked the ball out, so you'd have to think it's he's no good, and he wants to come back, want to come off. He looked straight over to the bench as he was kicking the ball out.
Let's see here, it just sticks his foot out, and yeah, straight away it just says something's happened to his left leg. Played pretty well tonight, Liam Spurway. We say he's been in this competition before with Edgeworth FC. That was in 2019, and they actually were one of the 3 Northern New South Wales teams in history to advance to the round of 16. Beat Far North Queensland Heat, and then beat Darwin Olympic in that one to advance to the next round, 2019. And they're just down to 10 for the moment. He's Laird. Kalen Laird. This is Garnett's. Cross in. Not much purpose behind it. Zoricic doesn't like it. He can't be too disappointed with what he's seen so far. Reece Thompson. Thought about having a hit. Dinks one into the back post. Clements has to put his boot in it, and the 10 men of Cooks Hill are just having to hang in there as they wait for their substitute Clissold to come on. Kalen Laird. This could be a good time for Croatia to strike. And it was a dangerous one. It just seemed to flash across everyone. And finally, Cooks Hill can make their substitute.
There's no one there for Raiders wanting to make that run through the box. It wasn't a bad ball. It's going across between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. So substitution for Spurway coming off and Clissold coming on.
Joel Clissold, who's actually a compatriot of his coach, New Zealander. Played for Eastern Suburbs in New Zealand before coming across. Croatia are really going to require something special here. Would have fancied their chances against Cooks Hill United, but in a season where they're struggling in the league, and even if they went down, or even if they do go down, this could have been their salvation. At the moment, the chance to represent themselves on the national stage and go through, potentially play an A-League side or another historic NPL team. Could be going to the haywire. Here's Toriani just pushing forward here.
He's going very early.
It's still 20 minutes to go, or 15 minutes to go.
Yeah. He's just plonked himself up top now.
And Ostertok attacking that and left one on the goalkeeper, Eisenhower. It's more of a 50-50. Is Toriani going to make his way back here? Or is he going to play as a striker for the rest of this game?
Well, he was. I don't know why he's out as a winger, because if you're a centre back, you just want to get him in the middle. Try and get on the end of those crosses.
We saw him do it in the first half. Go forward and take a little while to come back. He's coming back into the centre of defence now. Eisenhower happy to have the foul go against him there. Just a chance to regroup in this final 15 minutes. Benson. Somehow Cooks Hill have come away with that. Berrigan. It's Benson. Yaxley's roaring through the middle. Does Benson need him? Benson had a crack at goal looking for his hat-trick. And there's been a yellow card. I think it was for the foul in the middle of the park.
Clissold, yeah. So maybe hands to the face, because Clissold's gone down holding his face. The referee's played advantage, and Thompson's picked up the yellow card.
Let's have a look here. Just dragged him back, I think, by the face or in the neck. Bit of frustration there for Raiders. Cooks Hill look to finish the job here at the Croatia Sports Centre. Clissold is up. It's a chance here to make it happen, Bradley. Benvenuto just had no options there. Forced back, and Croatia will have to go again.
Toriani's venturing forward again.
He does look like he's going to play as a 9 maybe in these closing stages. That'll be the target. Neon Kuru, can he find him? Said it's Osterstock! And just wide, and what a chance that could have been to get Raiders back into this contest. Jack Osterstock, the substitute, just flash wide.
Well, it was well worked there from the Raiders, and Neon Kuru done well on the left, cuts it back to Osterstock. Don't think it was ever really troubling Eisenhower. Looks like he had his angles covered there. But a positive sign, probably the most positive sign that we've seen from Raiders in this second half.
He's a left footer, fell to him nicely. Helped set up their goal on the weekend. He's been sort of the one that has had to pick up the slack since Anthony Costa's gone out. Normally their reserves forward. Kalen Laird's also played further forward too at times. It's a nice turn by Blazeka. His foot stuck on it though. Here's Clements. And Benson dragged back. Is there an advantage? And this stage of the game, 2 goals ahead. Cooks Hill United more than happy to soak up a bit of time and have that free kick on the halfway line.
I thought there was an initial foul on Ikeda there first. But I think the difference in the second half with Cooks Hill has just been their aggression. No foul. No foul on the Raiders player there. Just the aggression and in the tackles. And I think that just comes from the experience in older bodies, senior players out there compared to the younger, more inexperienced Raiders boys out there.
And, so 2 substitutions coming up for the visitors. Declan Hughes alongside Zach Waddle to come on. Zach Waddle, another who was at the Central Coast Mariners Academy at one point. Scored the winner on the weekend against Charleston Azuri. She must have been in the middle of the table. They've won 3 of their last 5. It's been goals that's been difficult to come by. Not had too much trouble with that tonight. Want to make their 2 changes. Eventually do. Yaxley, one of those to come off.
The sub's coming off again.
Oh, wow.
The sub that came on for the sub is now getting subbed off.
Wow, that is incredible. That, I'm not sure if I've ever seen that. This one's not an injury too. Berrigan was only on for about...
No, he was great. I saw him grabbing at his calf at one point.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Let's see if he's icing up. But yeah, I don't think I've seen
all the issues coming in one position. It's gone from Wilson to Williams to Berrigan, now to Waddle. There's Benson. Clissold has a crack at goal and Mushy saves. What can you see, Trav? Any ice out on the bench?
No, I can't see. They're tucked in behind the bench there.
Bradley looking for the pass to Clissold. Makeda, good piece of defending. And Raiders just make this a frantic last 10 minutes or so. It's Garnuts. Just looked like he fell over his own feet, to be honest. Looked like he lost control on the ground, but it is a free kick.
They got Laird wide open here on the right. They're just, Cooks Hill players just switching off, and Laird, just make you run inside, mate. Go inside and you can get that. Neon Kuru can still play.
He's got an acre of space. The Wolves not.
Oh, they've switched onto it now.
That was.
But if I'm Laird there,
free kick was absolutely
I'll
on.
be screaming. Just make the run, force him to give it to you.
Neon Kuru whips it in. Toriani was there at the back post and made things difficult for Eisenhower, and after all that, it is an offside. What a moment this is. If they can hold on for the last 8 minutes here. Cooks Hill United, having only been promoted to the top division in northern New South Wales a couple of years ago. Now got the chance to go through the round of 16 if they can hold on. Is Laird. Over the top, and looking to win it back. Chance here through Hughes. There's an overload. Waddle, the other substitute, just found the ball, but he's offside.
Frustrating one there for Zoricic and Cooks Hill, but really the consequence of Raiders having to go for it now and open up is that it is going to be very transitional in this last 10 or so minutes. There's going to be a lot more opportunities for Cooks Hill to put this to bed, so this could get messy for Raiders.
Is there another chance for the hosts to make something happen? Neon Kuru loves to use his skill and his pace, and he's done so here, but couldn't find the final ball. He always looks so dangerous when he takes off, but just that final pass sometimes does escape him, but he has been one of the more lively ones since he's come on. Here's Benson. Looking for the nutmeg, would have been away. There's a free kick for Cooks Hill, who does feel, in a game where there's so much on the line, don't really feel a sense of Raiders sort of throwing out the kitchen sink. Toriani obviously has pushed forward to play as a striker, but they're not creating too many chances that look like they can get back into this game.
No, they're not. I mean, Cooks Hill still defending well, and it's every time, almost every time Cooks Hill win the ball now, it's A one-on-one at the back.
You wouldn't know from the benches who's winning. Chris Soricic has been vocal the entire game, as here is Toriani bringing it down. Toriani has a crack at goal and forces a save out of Eisenhower. Centre back who can do it all here, the Italian.
Chest and volley on the half turn there from 25 out. Why not?
Say before the game
he's
how
taking the corner.
Danger he is. Yeah, he's in and amongst it. They take it short. Ostitop threw himself at it, claims for a handball, and it somehow ended up in the back of the net. Noel Blazeka says we're not out of this. And what a bizarre goal that was. It just bounced around, and Blazeka managed to bring it home. The lifelong Raiders man has given them a lifeline.
Well, Cooks Hill not dealing with that one, and really that starts from Toriani's that effort to get the shot on goal, get out there, take the corner, quick corner, but really not dealt with there by Cooks Hill, and Blazeka just there, ready to pounce on any little mistake, and a bit of a grandstand finish now in the final 4.5 minutes.
Well, just as we said, that it looked like they didn't really have a hope. They kind of forged something out of nothing from that shot from Toriani, and now who knows what can happen. Blazeka looking for the switch. The atmosphere in this ground has changed.
Just picked up, hasn't it? I don't think that was a right option there for Blazeka. Give it to, you've got to get it to Neon Kuru. He's just...
No foul. But they do get the ball back, so it doesn't matter too much. It did look like a free kick. Neon Kuru does feel like the man who's going to make things happen. Here he is on the ball. Donny Neon Kuru cuts inside. Stands up his man. Just trying to beat him. Still going Donny Neon Kuru. Gets the ball in. Blocked across, and saw Noel Blazeka try and incite the crowd there. He's gone up again, and it bounces to Kalen Laird, who just wasn't sure whether to go first time or take a touch. It's an important breakaway. Zach Waddle. Does he look to go to the corner flag? Is it late enough yet? Beats his man well. Still going. Clissold. Back to Waddle. Very composed in this attack. Bradley. Now Waddle. Step over again. And Mahaha Wenawana manages to help Croatia out with it. Clements. Now Hilton. You really wouldn't have thought the feel in this ground was possible a few minutes ago. It almost felt like we're cruising towards a full-time whistle.
Well, absolutely, and Cooks Hill looked like they're in complete control, but the energy has changed completely off the back of that goal. And that new lease of life in the Raiders' legs now for the last few minutes of this game.
Long ball forward. Zaganats just brought it down excellently. Put it into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Very good run into that space, and a great ball from
Blazeka.
Yeah. So if you could get the ball down and maybe cut that one back, would have been on for young and old.
There's plenty of young in this Raiders team. Not too much old whatsoever, particularly now Radic is off. Blazeka gestured to the fans after they scored. He was pretty lively when they went to the Federation Cup final afterwards. There's red and white running through his veins. A huge goal that has allowed them a chance to get back into this context. As it stands though, Cooks Hill are only a few minutes away. Excellent switch from Thompson. Good tackle. And a counter-attack's on. Benvenuto stays down, but they're not going to kick the ball out now. Benson saying go to the corner flag. This is smart. Just running down the clock a little bit. And no free kick. Referee letting that one go. Basheka, and that's and they've not played the free kick. Here's a chance for Zaganets, and it's level. Unbelievable. Cooks Hill are fuming. Raiders are backflipping, and incredible.
Surely,
it looked like a foul, didn't it, Travis?
Surely the referee is going to the linesman here. Surely.
Well, there's no VAR in this competition.
No, but that's an obstruction. It's an obstruction.
It looked like a clear free kick.
Yeah, it is. Has to be offside. He's in an offside position. The offside player has impacted the play. Surely
it's offside and it's a free kick.
Surely.
I'm
not sure about the free kick, but he's definitely impacted him.
And they've given the offside. Oh wow! The most popular man in Jets Cross has gone to the most unpopular. It's the right decision, I think. The circumstances aren't ideal, but I think it is the right decision. Soriani could complain all he wants, but they need to get this game back underway.
He's pleading with the referee, but I don't think he's going to change his mind again.
I almost thought they might let it go because referees don't love changing their mind. If we get 6 minutes of out of time, in that situation, it's always a hard one to go against the grain. But brave call from the referee and the right one, I think, in the end.
Well, Toriani's got himself into the book, talked himself into the yellow card there. But I mean, look, what the referee has done there, I mean, it's very good. He's let the play go and then consulted with his assistant referee.
Yeah. In a way, we mentioned not having VAR. We almost had a version of VAR in that they let the play sort of result itself and then talked about it.
I mean, I think that's excellent refereeing there.
And will that be the chance of what could have been for Croatia? Or is there one attack left in them? Got a little bit of time still. Lajeka. Laird. Chris Zoricic is remonstrating with his team to focus. He's going to be hoarse after this game. Neon Kuru, and that one's definitely a foul. And this is Neon Kuru territory. Scardino even getting a touch, the coach on the sideline, to make sure they've got the ball back. And every Croatia player believes they should be the man on this set piece. Grandstand finish here at the Croatian Sports Centre.
Well, Zoricic has just been pleading with his players, just composure. When they get the ball into these areas, they just need to keep moving the ball. Keep moving the ball, take it out of the danger space, the opponents, but turn the ball over there. Kuru taking players on.
He loves a set piece.
Most important free kick of his career, would you say?
Absolutely. The young man.
No pressure.
No pressure. Let's see how he feels it. Neon Kuru sends it over the crossbar. And a disappointing attempt in the end from the youngster. And that will also buy Cooks Hill a bit of time. Now soak up every last second. The referee, Tom Brinkworth, already saying to Daniel Eisenhower, got to get this in quickly.
Well, the unfortunate thing for Raiders is they've had this energy for the last 7 or so minutes. Had they come out at the start of the second half with this energy, it would have been a different game altogether, but it just shows how important that mindset is.
Absolutely. As soon as they got that goal, you just felt the belief change, and suddenly they thought things could happen. But before that, like I say, it wasn't the greatest watch, those in red and white.
It's easy to say when you're perched up here on the scaffold, though, isn't it, Lucas?
Absolutely. It's going to be a Cooks Hill throw as they inch closer and closer to the round of 16 of the Australia Cup. Now the first team out, these two, when the draw was done a few weeks ago. And now Cooks Hill will be believing they can cause something special go as far as they can. Zach Waddle puts his foot on the ball. Croatia throw. We're getting to last chance saloon territory. And they've coughed the ball up. You can see a lot of the Cooks Hill players out on their feet. Only getting into Adelaide today. Josh Benson, 2 goals, so important. As well as the impact of Xavier Williams, that brief cameo before he came off injured. When you're looking at players who could be man of the match today, rare that you say a player that only played 15 minutes might be in the frame.
Yeah, absolutely. But he came on, changed the game completely, and then took his leave.
Impact sub, to say the least. Here's Blazeka. He makes something happen. Nice back heel to Kalen Laird, but disappointing from him.
I just think there Blazeka's just got to get the ball into the box. You got Toriani standing up there in the middle of the box there, just giving an opportunity to get his head on the ball.
Not too far away. I expect there might be an extra minute. There's been a lot of time with the ball out of play in injury time. Tom Brickworth does look at his watch. It does appear we have a little bit more time to go. Can Raiders fashion one final chance to keep their cup dream alive? Get it in the box is the call from the bench. That they do. Toriani the target, Eisenhower the end result. And that might be the result for Cooks Hill United. Tom Brinkworth puts the whistle to his lips, and Cooks Hill United have caused the upset in Adelaide. Raiders out of the Australia Cup. And Chris Zoricic has masterminded a fantastic result here. And a Northern New South Wales NPL side is through to the next round of the Hahn Australia Cup for just the 4th time. And what a moment for your former teammate Chris Zoricic. Great this one tonight. And now they're through to the round of 16, as you can see.